Good morning, children. Today we are going to see Biology Chapter 2, Harmful Effects of Microorganisms. So, in up to the last class, we saw in detail about the uses of microorganisms. How are they benefit to the human beings? Now, let us see what are the harmful effects of microorganisms. Okay, so we already know that the disease-causing microorganisms are called by the name pathogens. This we already saw in the introduction class for this chapter. So the disease causing microorganisms will be called by the name pathogens. They cause the disease. They have the capacity to bring diseases in humans, animals and plants. Okay. So what kind of diseases does these microbes cause? They cause communicable diseases. What is meant by communicable diseases, ma'am? As the name itself tells us, communicable means it can be spreaded to others. It can be spreaded to the nearby human beings by either of physical contact, air, water or food. Okay, so these are all the means or the ways how the diseases can be spread to the nearby people around us. Such diseases are communicable diseases. The recent one, that is your corona, is also a communicable disease because it can be spreaded in air and even through physical contact. Right? So what are the examples given for communicable diseases is your cholera, common cold, chickenpox and tuberculosis. I think you could have definitely experienced common cold. If your mother or your father is having cold, definitely it gets spreaded to any one of your family member in your house because it is a communicable disease. So that is why what do? We have cold means we use kerchief, and when we sneeze we wash our hands and then only we do the next activity, right? Because they can be spreaded to anyone through physical contact also. Clear? Next we can see about the carriers of diseases. What is meant by carriers of diseases? They are the agents of disease causing. Okay, now we saw the communicable diseases, how it can spread from one person to another person, isn't it? Now, the carriers of diseases will explain us how the diseases are caused by the agents. Who are all the agents causing diseases to us, apart from air, food and water? That is insects, animals and houseflies. They also can act as the agents for diseases. So we are throwing the house waste and all in the dustbin. If the dustbin is kept open, what will happen? The houseflies or insects will come and breed on it. They are in contact with the waste. So what do? The housefly will come again and sit on the any animal skin or human skin. So they again carry the disease causing microorganisms. Clear? So here today now we are going to see about mosquito. Okay, so mosquito, the female Anopheles mosquito will cause malaria, whereas female Aedes mosquito will cause dengue. Now you may have a doubt, ma'am, is there a female and a male mosquito? Is there a name for the mosquitoes also? Yes, there are female mosquitoes and male mosquitoes again. And the Anopheles mosquito, Aedes mosquito are their biological names. Who has the capacity to cause the deadly diseases like malaria and dengue? Okay, so the Anopheles mosquito and Aedes mosquito cause these deadly diseases. How come they are the agents of the diseases? How is it possible for them to cause such a kind of deadly disease? By a simple mosquito, very small sized in housefly? Is it possible to cause a deadly disease, ma'am? If you ask me so, yes, obviously they are the agents who are responsible for the deadly diseases like malaria and dengue. How come? We know that the mosquitoes breed in water. Whenever there is the stagging of water, what is meant by stagging of water? Water is filled in a particular place. The mosquitoes will come and breed there. Breed there means they lay eggs. Okay, so the Anopheles mosquito and Aedes mosquito are the agents who cause the malaria and dengue respectively. Okay, so the water in which these mosquitoes are laying eggs or they breeding, we use it again, right? We use it for drinking purpose, cleaning, washing, bathing. Okay, they carry the microbes along with them when they move from one place to another, when they breed from one place to another. Indirectly, the microorganism is in contact with the human beings. Okay, so that is why we are telling the mosquitoes also as the agents of diseases. You could have seen in your house, your mother will always cover the food items in the kitchen. Whatever the food she prepares, she will definitely use a plate and cover it and keep. She will never keep the food items open in the kitchen because any insect or mosquito may come and feed on it, right? So they are the agents of diseases. As they fly from one place to another, they carry the microbes, disease causing microbes, pathogens along with them. If you leave the food uncovered, the mosquito will come and sit on it, and again when we eat them, the microbes enters the body and causes diseases. So that is why you should never eat the food items which are all uncovered. Even in the roadside shops, if the food items are not covered, please don't buy them. This is the reason, because the mosquitoes or any insect or house flies, they act as the agents of diseases. It will affect the health of the body. Clear, children? Now let us see some diseases caused by the microorganisms to the human beings in detail. Okay, children, please take your textbook and open to table 2.1. Okay, there you could see a table listing the diseases caused by the microorganisms, that is the pathogens, to the human beings. Okay, the pathogens can cause diseases in animals, plants and humans too. Okay, so now we are going to discuss only the diseases in humans caused by the microorganisms. These are all the deadly diseases. Okay, the first column displays your name of the disease. The second column displays the microorganisms. We have learned the groups of microorganisms, whether it is a bacteria or a virus or an algae or a protozoa or a fungi, who is the responsible for causing such disease. And the third column is your mode of transmission. Mode of transmission means how do they get spreaded, how do they get transmitted from one person to the next person, either by physical contact or through air or water, or what are the agents responsible for their transmission. Transmission means spreading. And the last column is your preventive measures. Preventive measures means what can be done from our side to safeguard ourselves from these deadly diseases. Okay, the first one is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, okay, the pronunciation is tuberculosis. It is caused by bacteria and it is transmitted only through air. Okay, so when we speak or when we sneeze, the microorganisms get transmitted from one person, from one person's body. it gets spreaded to the nearby persons. So that is why when we sneeze we use kerchiefs so that it never affects the nearby people. Measles, okay, measles is a kind of as a chicken pox or smallpox, we can tell, okay, where you could see some rashes in your skin. And chicken pox, you could have come across that how that disease is, okay. Polio will cause the people very weak, and the legs and the hands of the people will not be able to walk or do any activity. Such a kind of very deadly diseases where the people in the before centuries suffered a lot because of polio, and that is why we now have found a vaccination to polio, so that is given to the newborn babies in the very few months itself. Right from the small baby it is prevented. Such a kind of very deadly disease it is. So measles, chickenpox and polio are covered by caused by viruses, okay. Their mode of transmission is again through air or water or through contact. Of course chickenpox happens because of contact also. If your brother or sister in your house gets chickenpox, then it may affect your family member also, either you or your mother or father, because the chickenpox is a virus which spreads through contact also, okay. Chickenpox is nothing but a kind of a small dots will be seen in the human body. Okay, so how to prevent these diseases? We are taking vaccination at suitable ages, and we have to keep the patient affected by these diseases separately so that it never gets affected to the nearby people. And the next one is your cholera and typhoid. Cholera and typhoid are the diseases caused by a bacteria, and they spread mainly through water, okay. So we shouldn't drink water in the places which are all not kept clean, okay. Whenever there is some chemical waste mixed in the pond water, it may again cause the diseases because of the microorganism. So we should always drink hot water, that is the boiled water, and we even have vaccination for this. And the next is your hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is a disease caused by virus, and it spreads mainly through water only, okay. So this can be again, how can it be controlled, children? Any disease which is caused by water, it has the capacity to spread by the water, means what could be done? We have to take care of ourselves by drinking proper boiled water so that we can be away from the disease. Malaria is caused by the mosquito, and it is a protozoa. It is actually a microorganism, that is your protozoa, responsible for malaria. So if we know the cause for the disease, that is the agent responsible for causing this disease is mosquito, means how can we safeguard ourselves? Yes, we have to use the mosquito repellents and net. Repellents means we have in a house like Good Night, All Out as the liquids, or the any substance used to kill the mosquitoes, right? So they are called as the mosquito repellents, okay. And we have even the insecticide and mosquito controlling sprays and all, okay, so that they do not come and breed in the water stagnant in certain particular places, okay. And we should never drink water without boiling, okay, children. So with this I would like to stop. In the next class we can see what are the diseases caused by the microorganisms to the plants and animals also. Thank you, children.